Hey there, this is E, and you're in the E zone. And if you are here, then that means that we are vibing on the same frequency. And actually, my camera started before I was ready. I was just getting set up, and I do have it set up to pick up on motion, and it picked up. So I guess we're getting started here. So again, welcome to the E zone. I'm Erica with the K. Glad you're here, and if you're here, that means that we're vibing on the same frequency, which means I fuck with you, you fuck with me. And so my channel is still trying to find itself. I'm still trying to find my voice on here. I am delinquent with posting a video. I think my last video, I said that I was going to post one at least once a week, even though the statistics show that the algorithm for YouTube is that I need to be posting at least 3 videos a week, just posting anything to keep the momentum. And let's say this, I got a few topics I want to talk about. Of course, dating would be one. I'm going to talk about this YouTube thing and sex. I want to talk about sex too. So if you're interested in that, hearing that from somebody who's seasoned in any of these areas except YouTube, then hang out with me. And I love the comments, the good, the bad, the ugly. The bad ones I read, and I don't take it personally because I do this for fun. Like I'm not monetized right now, and when I get to the point where I'm making some money, I think I love the comments even more. That means somebody's watching, right? You're watching enough to even take the time to comment. So let's just jump into this YouTube. So I've been delayed in actually uploading videos. Now I've been recording some when I'm super inebriated. So I'm conscious enough, I shouldn't say super inebriated, I'm inebriated, I'm tipsy, I'm feeling good, and I will record. And I'm savvy enough to know that maybe I should wait until the next day before I upload it so that I won't have any regrets. And honestly, those are probably the best videos. Those are the ones that I probably should go ahead and upload, right? But I don't. And then when I see them the next morning, I cringe and I delete them and they don't make it here. But along with that, I'm super fucking lazy. Like, let me say this. When it comes to a guaranteed check, no, I'm gonna go hard. I do well. I perform well. I'm a very productive person, driven to that extent. But for this, because I know that it's going to take a lot of work, I watch the YouTubers, right? Like, I see now what's trending is that it's mostly, and I'm trying to fix this because I want it centered here, which is totally irrelevant, but it's gonna annoy me if I don't. But what I'm watching is that a lot of people just like to watch people, and I've been doing it too. Like, I will find a few people that I follow here on YouTube, and I watch them live. So they're vlogging, and they don't care what they're looking like. There's a section in the vlog where they have makeup on, and a lot of times they are just naked face in all their glory, and they don't give a damn. And they take us everywhere, and their camera is under their nose, and we can see up their nostrils. I mean, I watched one girl entire vlog in her car she had a straight booger in her nose, and I'm like, you were just determined to post that video, and you just didn't give a damn, right? And to her point, I watched the entire thing. I cringed, and sometimes I was fast forward, try to get past the booger, but she didn't give a damn. And she is definitely monetized. She has hundreds of followers, like a huge following, right? I'm not that comfortable yet, right? Like, even with my hair, my natural hair is growing out. I'm still not 100% comfortable with these wigs. And I do need to address something that I said in my last video about that hair. Is I've worn weave before. I've done the quick weaves before. I haven't been a wig person. This is like my second wig ever. Oh, third. I had one made, and anyway, I digress. But anyway, so I do like braids, and that's why I'm trying to get my hair long enough to get some braids, especially next month because it's Scorpio season, and I am going out of the country again for my birthday, and I will be getting braids. So I'm grateful that my hair is still growing. It grows really quickly, and I should definitely be able to find somebody who can grab this hair and get me those little knotless braids, right? I'm not into the bohemian ones. I like them, but I have my hair is so dense that it's like it would just be too big. I can't stand the helmet head for me. But anyway, so if you want to fast forward past that hair part, you can. But anyway, I was talking about being lazy when it comes to YouTube because it's a lot of effort in my mind, right? Because I do look at some other YouTubers who are in my age range, who are late 40s, early 50s, even later 50, and I'm just not interested in what they have to say. Like everything about, to me, their videos are either they're not entertaining for me, they're not talking about, even though sometimes our topics are the same, it's, I don't know if it's their energy or how they're portraying it or whatever it is they're saying, it's just not of interest to me, which means what? That we're just not on the same frequency, and it's okay. But I do search for YouTubers who are in my age range, trying to understand what they're talking about, to know what it is that may be of interest to us, and just nothing for me. And again, these people have a following too. It's just, again, not something for E. So I'm finding my tribe out here, and there are people watching my videos. I think one of my videos is at over 10,000 views, and I'm appreciative. I've even had some people comment who say that, you know what, I you have a voice out here. But I think again, I was sharing my videos with my sister, and she was like, "You're boring," and that kind of stung a little bit. But you have to consider the source. I tell my daughter that all the time, that regardless of what people can say anything to you, right? And it's always about the delivery. And you also have to consider the source when people are saying things to you, right? So she wasn't meaning to be harmful or hurtful at all, but I'll say that she's a very direct individual, and she shoots straight from the hip. And I love her dearly, but when she said it, it resonated with me, because I think sometimes when I go back and look at some of my videos that they're fucking boring, right? So I am not comfortable enough to take y'all around and follow me. I said that maybe tomorrow I'll just vlog, and I'm not doing shit, right? Like most of the time I'm in the house, but I'm seeing people on TikTok who have people who are, have people watching them sleep. Like they literally set up a camera and they have people watching them sleep live, which is weird to me. So, my nose is running. I have no idea why. But I am sipping too. And it's odd because this is almost like a forced drink, because I've lost my taste for alcohol, which is weird because I like a good glass of wine after work pretty much every day. And after my doctor was like, "Oh, that's no big deal, one glass of wine over the hell," then that was like, she basically gave me a prescription to drink wine every day. And I think when I got that from her, it's like my appetite for alcohol just kind of weaned away. So it doesn't mean that I won't drink. I will, but I just don't have a desire to have it every day like I did, like every day after work, or when I was settling down, just kind of decompressing, or just getting away from my work day and down to my time, my personal time. I would have a glass of wine, and not for the buzz, but it just became a habit, I think, right? And then I got really creative. I started making mixed drinks, cocktails. So I started making like a cocatini or something like that, and I was obsessed with that. I do have like a obsessive personality, so if I get something that I like, I will wear it the fuck out. Like fruit, blueberries, strawberries, grapefruit. if I am liking it, it doesn't even matter if it tastes good after a while. Like, it's just, I have this obsession that I have to have that. Like, I was eating, my last obsession was blueberries. I was eating those things by the pints in a day. And then I was making blueberry martinis. And then I think my other upset, and I'm not a sweets person. I don't really like sweets, but I'll say about a month or two ago, I was fucking hard with the peanut M&Ms, like buying the family pack and eating the shit out of them. And something hit. I don't know what clicked. I stopped buying them. Blueberries, strawberries, all of it. Again, it's an obsession, and it runs a pretty long time. Not the M&Ms, but anyway, I'm all over the place with this. Just saying that I had lost my taste for alcohol, and it's still not there. Like, I'm drinking white wine now, but I'm drinking to loosen up just a little bit so I can get this conversation going. But so I'll keep going with the YouTube. I'll keep posting videos, and I'll just try to make sure that I'm more consistent with it, because I think I'm afraid of it taking off, and then I have to keep it up. So I've had a friend who once said before, and I probably said in another video, that I'm afraid of success versus afraid of failure. And again, that everybody's not gonna like it, right? Like my sister said, it was boring to her. And I have to think that, maybe just like when I watch other people's videos, it's just not for her, or theirs are not for me, right? So again, just making sure that we're on the same frequency. So I want to talk about dating. We're going to transition into dating. And that's another thing too. Like, I just like to chit chat. I like to talk versus having you guys follow me around, blogging, taking you to Target with me, taking you in with me when I go get my car washed. Like, I guess I could, but I'm not looking my best. I'm not putting makeup on. So, that again is a cringe. Just the thought of that, right? So anyway, dating. So I've been watching, as you can see, it's probably still up there. I was watching Know For Sure, with B Simone and Megan, her best friend Megan. They have a podcast, and I just saw a clip today on Instagram, and I end up jumping in and actually watching their podcast from this particular session, and it's with Jess Hilarious, and they're talking about sex, right? And Jess Hilarious is saying that she's having the best sex of her life, and I'm like, God damn, what is that like, right? It's because I'm almost I'm quite a bit older than these women, almost 20 years older than them, and it's funny because what they're talking about still resonates even at my age, like having mind-blowing sex. And I was just listening to some of the things they were saying about how attentive Jess is, the one who's having the best sex of her life, and how attentive the guy is to her. Like, he has been basically pursuing her. First of all, I talk about that a lot. I like to be pursued, and I think that that's how it should be. I'm not great at being assertive with guys. I'll just say I tried it recently, and we'll talk about that. But for the most part, I like to know that a guy is interested in me first, and then I can respond in kind. And I don't mind reciprocating and letting you know that I like you, but I need to know that you're interested too, right? Or first, before I engage at any other level, right? But anyway, she's saying that this guy is so attentive that he's been pursuing her, and she's been kind of like, backing off or kind of ignoring him, and putting him to the left or in her back pocket. And finally he got her attention for some reason, and now he is taking advantage of that. Like, he is paying so much attention to her, not only with the physical aspect, but he mentally fucked her first. And I like a great conversation. I like when a man can stimulate my brain And then when or if we get to the sex, then it's um it's even better, right? Because you're already turned on. You know that they're smart, or they can hold your attention, or you know that it's more than just a physical thing. Like I like good sex, right? But I'm not one for just sex, right? Like I think we've talked about before. I don't want a maintenance man. I don't want somebody who comes in and just checks the box when I have an urge or a need. Like I can please myself. I can masturbate by myself. I don't need a man for that, right? I I've never had a one night stand. I used to say that I always wanted one. That was on my bucket list, to have a one night stand. That passed. I've never had one. I don't regret it. And I'm no judgment to people who have, because I really believe that I should have had more sex by now. That I do believe. I tell all the younger women that I talk to, my nail tech is 26, and we have a great conversation. I love when my 3 week appointment comes up, and I think she is excited, just as excited, because when I get there, she was like, "Erica, man, I got something to tell you, girl," and we just catch up, right? And it's almost like talking to a bartender. My mom once said that a bartender is the best person to confide in, because they don't know you, you don't know them. You can tell them anything, or somebody at the bar. If you meet somebody at the bar, just random people, you could tell them anything, because what, you don't know them. And especially if it's not somebody you're trying to hook up with, it's just, and I don't meet a stranger. So first of all, I love sitting at the bar. So when I'm at the bar, I am, and there's somebody next to me, I will engage with them. I'm going to have a conversation with them. And not because I'm being invasive and just jumping in at them. Most of the time they gravitate to me, right? It's that energy. And I feel like when you sit next to people, it's a vibe. It's a vibe, right? So you kind of are drawn to a certain seat, and then kind the person that should be sitting next to you will, right? But anyway, my mom used to say that those are the best counselors, right? That you can, that's the best therapy. You can go in and you can say anything and tell the truth. You don't have to lie, even though you don't have to. It's kind of stupid to lie as a grown person anyway, but we do, because we don't want to be judged, and we don't want to risk hurting someone. So we will lie at times, but when you're talking to a stranger, you can dump anything, right? And I think that when we are at the bar, when I sit at the bar, whatever, that I like that I can talk to them about anything, and just not have to think about it. But um, talking about that mental stimulation with someone that, anyway, I lost my train of thought, and I'm still not at the point where I'm editing these videos. So if it comes back up, I'll continue that conversation. But anyway, I was talking about like that mental stimulation with someone, right? That you can have that conversation with somebody and you're turned on. Like I've had sex with um, some men who, oh, that's what I was talking about. It came back. Look, there it is. But I had sex with men who were attentive, right? Who paid attention. I like a man who talks. And I'll say the first man who kind of talked almost degrading to me, like, and it wasn't necessarily degrading, but he was just talking dirty. And I think I was like late 30s when this first happened, because you have to think, now I was married for 14 years, and then I started really dating. So I started dating in my 30s, right? My early 30s. And when I met this dude, he was a talker, but he would talk dirty, right? And at first I was taken aback. I was like, what? Why are you talking like that? Like he just like bitch fuck me or whatever. And I was like, what? And when I confronted him, like, I stopped us from having sex. Like, wait, what are we doing? Why you calling me a bitch? And he was like, girl, I'm just talking shit, like, whatever. So after a while, it became funny, and I had to get past that. And then I learned how to talk back to him, right? And the sex got better with that. But it's a comfort zone with whatever it is, right? And then there was a more recent guy who, again, super attentive, like, he wants to make sure I'm pleased, like, wants to make sure that I'm taken care of, but I still find myself faking orgasms with him. And I hate that. I hate that because I do want to have a real orgasm with him because he does make such an effort. And I don't know what it is about it, right? I don't know. And he's one of the guys that I have a great conversation with. Like, we talk about, like, I write scripts, right, on the side. And he actually writes scripts for a living. Like, he's a screenwriter and a director and a producer. And I'll just say that I probably just said too much. But anyway, the sex is always great because our conversations are great, but it's just I don't always orgasm naturally with him. So anyway, there's that. And again, probably talking way too much, but the probability of him watching this probably very slim, I think. But anyway, so it's that I do like the being mentally fucked. Like, what about you? Does it matter? Like, I don't know that men care about how an intelligent conversation, right? Like, do you, if there are men watching, do you care about how intellectual your conversations are, or how intelligent your lover is? Like, does that matter? And do you get turned on by conversation? Or just women, like, I know there are some women who truly just want sex, right? Like, they don't necessarily need anything else to go with it. They don't want conversation. I'm not a big talker when it comes to sex. Like, I say a little bit, but mostly in response to my lover, right? So whoever I'm entangled with at that moment, I'll respond to them if they're talking. If I'm inebriated, if I'm tipsy, then I'm probably talking more shit, like talking a lot of shit at that point. I'm more of a person that likes to have sex in some of the strangest places, right? Like, I almost want I like to have sex where we could possibly get caught or seen. I don't want anybody watching me. Like, I don't want voyeurism or anything like that, but I want that feeling of that we can almost get caught. Like, to me, that is the best sex for me, best sexual experience for me. Like, yeah, yeah, yeah. But yeah, that's what I was saying. That I've talked to my nail tech, and I'm always telling her, like, I wish I had had more sex. Not that life is over and I can't have it now, but I'm just saying, I just remember trying to be so classy and so conservative and put a 3-month window on when I meet the guy. I'm gonna wait 3 months before he gets. For what? For fucking what? Now you've spent 3 months of your life for trash sex. The sex fucking sucks. And for what? For fucking what? So no, I wouldn't advise. If I could tell Erica, the younger Erica, anything, no, I'm not. Don't wait. I tell her to wait on that first one, my first sexual encounter, the one who popped my cherry. I would tell her, no, 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 not him, not him. And not because he is a bad person. He's still a great person from what I know. He was runt, as they used to say. runt, whatever. He had a big dick, and I have a small frame, had a very small frame then, and I was a virgin. He was as gentle as he could be, and we had all the Vaseline in the world, and we used the condom. The worst feeling in the world. I, Jesus, little baby Jesus. I didn't want, oh, I can still feel how bad that felt. Like, if somebody says they don't remember their first time, bless their heart. That was the worst experience in my life. I knew it had to happen. I guess it didn't have to happen, but it had to happen. I just wish I'd chosen a smaller dick. But I didn't know. I had no experience. And I talked so much shit. That's when I was talking shit. Like, I was talking so much shit to this dude. And I know he knew the moment we got in that bed, and I was already climbing to the top of the bed. But he was, like I said, he was super gentle. I definitely would have chosen another guy, though. Definitely would have chosen another guy. Anyway, so that, working on YouTube, stop being lazy. I still want to change this channel, but I don't want to delete my videos. So I got to figure out a transition. And I'm probably overthinking this shit, right? Because there's this other YouTuber. Damn, I wish I could think of her name right now. Something V. If I think of it, I'm going to post it below because she fucking makes me laugh. She's a chick in Vegas. I think she's in Vegas. And she gives zero fucks about what she's posting. She does cheap hair, frugal hair videos. She takes us everywhere. She says whatever the fuck is on her mind. Like, she gives zero fucks. And I wish I had that kind of energy. But it can't be two of us out there, right? So she has to have hers. She keeps me motivated. And I'll just keep doing it my way as I get a comfort level of doing this, right? Like I said, I may pick up the camera and try to vlog, maybe starting tomorrow. I got a busy day with work, so you're gonna just watch me work. I don't know. Anyway, so that was it. I want to talk about YouTube, talk about the mental fuck versus a physical fuck. Like, yeah, I like a good orgasm, but I like a good mental fuck. Like, I think that's where I've been hurt the most in a relationship, if I lose somebody who I've had great conversation with, right? Like, that probably hurt with the loss or the ending of a relationship more than the actual sex. Because like I said, even though you when you masturbate, it's not the same, but you can please you, right? You know what your target spot is, so target spots are. So you know how to get you there faster. You know how to get you there harder. But it's not the same, of course, with having that physical contact and having somebody touch you and stimulate you and suck you and kiss you and lick you in all those special places. But a good somebody to mess with, to, man, talk to me for hours. I mean, then I'm like, God damn, I can't wait to get into bed because I want the pillow talk afterwards too, right? Or that's when I'm interested in a drive, like a road trip, because I know that we're gonna have some decent conversation there, right? And then the other thing I wanted to talk about was married men. Like, I've had so many married men that are so determined to turn me out, I guess. I don't know. Like, I've had an experience with messing with a married man, and I'm not proud of it. I'm not ashamed either, because that's my experience. I came back to this life to experience life, right? And I'll say, while I was in it, I was ashamed. Some of the time I was ashamed after it ended, because I never wanted to be that mistress, that one on the side, right? I thought I was better than that, and I had been the wife of a man who was always fucking cheating. So I was like, I wouldn't wish that on anybody, right? So I did it. And like I said, I'm not ashamed of it. It was my experience. And hell, he was equally responsible. And I doubt that he was ashamed at all. But I have a few married men coming at me now, and I'm like, no. Like, I've said no in so many ways, like in at least two languages or three. No is fucking no, right? No, nada, nothing, no. No, 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 no. And they are persistent. And then they pay attention enough to know how to kind of reach out to me. And most of them, of course, are through social media. So they're DMing me. I'm more Instagram, not on Facebook. So, and Twitter, I can't remember the last time I went out there. Maybe because somebody sent me a video from Twitter, but I'm not. That's how they're reaching out to me, and I'm like, no, like I'm not interested. If you ever get, and of course they all got the same fucking story. They're not happy. They're there because the wife can't live without them, can't exist, and that's all bullshit, right? Like it's convenient, it's comfortable, it's cheaper to keep her. Like you're there because you want to be there. I'm sorry, my nose is running. So it's such a turnoff. And what I've said to the last guy again is that if you're doing it to her, you'll do it to me. The way I get you is the way that I'll lose you, right? Like I'm not interested in that. Like I'd rather focus my interest on someone who is single or not married at least. Maybe, and my mom says if it's a guy with any kind of substance, he got something going on, whether he admits it or not. Even if he doesn't, he's not married to whoever it is. Somebody thinks that they're in a relationship with the guy 9 times out of 10, right? So I rather focus my energy on those guys who are showing some interest in me, even though, again, I feel like they're probably still in some type of relationship or situationship, right? So I'll just say that they're persistent, and it's annoying because I'm like, if you were to focus on your wife like this, maybe your marriage would be happy. Or just fucking leave. Leave that relationship if you're not happy. And then you can jump out here and experience the E zone or experience me, right? But it's a turnoff. So I get kind of offended. I'm like, I'm not flattered by it because I'm like, to me, you think you can. Like, you think I'm desperate enough to say yes and engage in that, and I'm not. I am far from being desperate for anything. Like I'm not even in the dumpster diving stage right now. Like I've talked about that a lot, where you just jump in and go find somebody because either the sex is good or it's comfortable or it's getting cold. Like I have the fireplace on because it is 31 degrees here in Atlanta, Georgia. Yesterday and today, and I think tonight. So yeah, gotta have some kind of heat in here because I'm not freezing for anybody. But yeah, not dumpster diving at all. And I want to be intentional with my dating now, right? Like I've talked about being commitment phobic. Like I don't know if it's because I don't trust me or I don't trust them at this point. I think men will lie. Women will lie too. We all lie. Um, and I think social media has just put so much in front of us. Like I saw a video on Instagram, a clip where Boosie was like, social media has fucked it up for all the relationships. Like it used to be you go to work, you see a dude, and you see a dude on your way home, and then you get home and you got your dude, right? But now there's thousands and millions of dudes in your face with social media. So now you're looking at your dude and you're like, shit, I'd rather have that one. And the same thing with the men. Like there are so many women in their faces and so many naked women and so many women with BBLs and big asses and big breasts that it's hard to compete with that. And I'm not competing because what I do know and what I believe that whoever's out there for me, whoever's vibing on my frequency, they're gonna find me, right? And until then, I'll do these YouTube videos and watch clips of other people's videos and be on Instagram. So this is my last thing. I've been reading a lot where it's trending, where people are saying that either they should shut the internet down or maybe shut social media platforms down. So like the TikToks, the Facebooks, the Instagrams, the Twitter for a year, so that we can recalibrate and reset to know what reality is, right? To bring things back in alignment with what's real and what's fake, right? Because people, one, are suffering and getting super depressed because they're watching social media and thinking that that's real life, right? They're looking at people on social media and it looks like it's reality. And then you're looking at your life and in comparison, it looks like your life sucks, right? Like you're not doing enough. You're not fun. You don't have energy. You don't have a lot of friends. You don't have a lot of money. You're not traveling. And these people are probably doing that shit by hook or crook, or not doing it at all. Just great with graphics and edits and backgrounds, right? Or it's all bullshit, right? So could you survive a year without social media? I wonder, does that include YouTube? I guess it would. And that means that's a lot of money at risk, because I don't think it's going to happen. One, because the C-level people, the C-suite people at these corporate, who's behind the scenes of all of these social media platforms, they couldn't take it. I mean, think about all the advertising money, and then all of the social media celebrities like that. We don't have many people who are aspiring to work in corporate anymore, right? They are all wanting to be social media celebrities. So what would they do? That would be so weird. I'd like to see it. I mean, I never thought COVID, like a pandemic, would hit us like that. It's just so surreal to me now. It was surreal when it was happening, and now to even reflect back and to think that that was our reality 2 years ago, and now we're back to normal. Even though Dr. Fauci is like, oh, he's discovered some more variants. I don't know. I'd like to see it. I mean, like a 6-month shutdown would be magnificent. I don't know what I would do. Even though I'm on Instagram a lot, but I think I could definitely survive as long as I still have my streaming TV options. But maybe that would make me work more, because I am working on a script. I'm super excited about it, and I'm choosing the way that I'm doing it now. This is different. I'm actually outlining it. When I write scripts, it just jumps in my head. I create my characters as I'm typing. I just type it out, the dialogue as it goes. But this one, I want to be 2 full season episodes, and so I'm having to write out each. I'm actually outlining it with index cards and things like that, which is a different process for me, but that lets me know how serious how serious I am about it, and it won't leave me, right? Usually I can start a script, especially if I'm typing it, I shut that laptop down and I won't return to it, just like YouTube, right? But this script, it won't leave me alone. Like I said, I have notebooks. I won't even open the laptop to even try to start writing it, because I need my characters and the lineage to make sense. So I'm excited about that. Excited about casting it and getting it produced. That's not the so fun part, but I believe that it will all fall into place. So anyway, I've been writing a lot longer than I planned to. I thought this video would be about 25 minutes. I'm not editing yet, even though I probably should take this more seriously. And that's another thing, like, right, I want to get a camera and I want to do this, and for what? You guys can see me on this camera, and I know that there are apps out there that will allow me to edit these videos there. Like I told you, one of the ladies I follow, who's in Vegas, I wish I could think of her name. But anyway, I think she's doing all her shit on her phone. And she edits and she adds music and all that shit. Like, so I know it can be done. It's just I'm fucking lazy. And I've dropped a lot of F-bombs today. So my apologies if your ears are delicate, but maybe this channel isn't for you. Anyway, thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, and share. And welcome to the E-Zone. Until next time.